Hey, we are live. You are in tune to Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I am your host, YOUNGSTAS DJ, and welcome back to another episode of Who Do You Got? Show that takes two of your favorite artists, two of your favorite albums, two of your favorite crews, etc., put them up in a 5-round battle to ask the overall question at the end of the night, who do you got? Tonight, once again, no surprise, we diving into that golden era, trying to take a different turn of things, going even earlier in the 90s. We're talking about the year 1993 with these two hip-hop groups, two hip-hop youngins that were not scared to sort of play in the big boys leagues, in the hip-hop games by having some legit-ass albums. We're talking about the YOUNGSTAS. Ooh. That's right. If you remember, you know. We're talking about the YOUNGSTAS with the Aftermath going up against Illegal, the Untold Truth, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Make some noise.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man, it's going to be a good one tonight. Again, always taking on new topics, always doing new things. I kind of like this particular topic that came up over the weekend. I'm feeling it. It was nice to go down memory lane again. Yo, these little kids, respectfully, we're spitting the truth like straight up adults. Let's go around the room real quick and introduce everybody and find out what everybody's thinking, find out where everybody's sort of vote's gonna go. Let's start it all the way down south. My man DJ Hobo, Triple T Radio alumni, sir, 2 up, 2 down. We're talking Illegal. We're talking the YOUNGSTAS. Who do you got?
You already know the answer to this question, bro.
I do.
Illegal all day.
Oh, man. For those who don't know, hey, listen, man, for those who don't know, those watching right now, this was a suggestion a la DJ Hobo, so he's definitely prepared tonight. Like I said, DJ Hobo not only did not have trouble finding this on streaming services, he owns a copy of the actual album from back in the day. That's how legit.
And I even got 12-inch singles in this piece.
Look at this, insane. Okay, DJ Hobo not to mess around with, true connoisseur of the hip hop scene. Listen, let's keep going around the room. We got one vote in for Illegal, the Untold Truth. Let's see if anybody else feels the same. Let's go all the way down to the east side of things, all the way down Long Island. My man DJ. Yes, no, you are, sir. Respectfully, DJ Ike Infamous. You on the radio every Monday night, Tuesday morning, Street FM. Let them know, baby.
Yes, sir. Best thing on Monday night, Tuesday morning, WUSD.FM worldwide, 12 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Tonight. You know what I mean?
Sir, we're talking the younger generation at the time. These are full-blown adults right now, but at the time, the younger generation in the early 90s, we didn't think it was possible. We saw the ABCs, we saw the crisscrosses, and then these groups came out and were like, no, we're going to take it a bit more serious. We're talking the YOUNGSTAS, 1993, the Aftermath, Illegal, the Untold Truth. Who do you got?
I'm rolling with Illegal.
Oh, snap, you too. Like Infamous. Mm-hmm. I see the texting has started early, way before the cameras went live. I see what's going on.
I heard the voting machines warming up, so you know what I mean?
They were warming up,
They've
sir.
been getting me the past 2-3 weeks, so I'm trying to see.
You should be careful, sir. They're very warm at the moment.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm currently keeping my dinner warm in that voting booth. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it.
I absolutely believe that.
I know you should. Be careful. You're pre-warned. Let's keep it moving. Let me give you the right introduction a little bit. My man, Quick Fast from the east side of things, all the way down in Queens. Triple C from Queens. What is going on, sir? We're talking the YOUNGSTAS, Illegal. Who do you got?
I gotta go with the Illy Funksters.
Oh, the YOUNGSTAS keeping it. Triple C again, as always, with no explanation, but we will dive into it because we want to know why people feel this way. Triple C putting the first vote down of the night for the YOUNGSTAS. We're going to keep it pushing, find out what everybody else thinks in the room. All the way down to my man on the West Coast side of things, my man, the real Cool B, a.k.a. the Cool Breeze man himself. Cool B. Listen, man, the YOUNGSTAS is Illegal. Who do you got?
I don't want anything illegal, sir. I'm going with the YOUNGSTAS.
Oh. he knows they're watching. They're watching. Whoever they are. Apostrophe R-E. They are watching. Listen, we're gonna find out why you don't want anything illegal in your circumference throughout the evening. Let's keep it pushing back on down to the east side of things, all the way back in Queens again. My man, the DJ Scandalous, aka Baba Midi, sir. We're gonna be diving into some production tonight because both these guys had legit production. You know, I want your take on it at some point tonight. We're talking Illegal. We're talking the YOUNGSTAS. Who do you got?
I got the YOUNGSTAS on this one, man.
Oh snap! Making it exciting.
Hobo was shaking his head in disgust.
Sometimes I swear y'all be tripping. This is one of those times.
Okay.
This is one of those times.
It's the New York border, baby. We different.
You gonna figure it out. Like I said, it's okay. It's all good. At the end of the night, while it was currently split, DJ Scandalous finally made a decision leaning one side heavier. The youngsters in the lead at the moment, represented by Triple C, Cool Breeze, and DJ Scandalous, with Team Illegal, The Untold Truth, headed up by DJ Hobo and Ike Infamous. Let's get it started. As you know, we do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here live on Twitch. About to log into my Twitch right now, as a matter of fact, you know what I mean? So chat up with the chat room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room that always joins us. And don't forget, you can always tune into brand new episodes with a lot more seasoning and sauce and spice over on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Shout out to everybody that leaves comments. We dropping some fire episodes lately. A lot of debate going on. I love the debates. Keep it coming. Leave your comments on the comment section. Let us know what you think and let us know ideas. Debate me on why you think maybe you think I'm Jules Mandering. I don't know. I've been accused of worse. So let me know what you think. Look, everybody in the room has an opinion.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Was it the Jules slandering? Is that a new one?
Listen, we're gonna go ahead and start things off. Like I said, I'm gonna have to once again bring up the fact that the Illegal album is currently very difficult to find on online streaming services. So I had to go with our YouTube buddies. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, it didn't seem like there was any commercials popping off. So we're gonna go ahead and use that tonight. So just to keep it sort of fair, there is a little bit of difference in sound. So I'm gonna try my best to keep volume levels at a lower point for, let's just call it, I guess, one of the bands, and we'll kind of try to measure it out so one sort of stays the same level as the other. Let me know if that's not the case, guys in the room, by making hand gestures, pause, and letting me know if one of the songs needs to get lower or higher per se. Let's go ahead and start round number one. We're talking the Youngsters Aftermath, Illegal, The Untold Truth. Let's go ahead and start off. It's gonna be a good one. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Mr. September 71 in there. DJ Hobo, that good hip hop last Friday. DJ Hobo definitely put it down. Always catch him on Twitch as well. You know what I'm saying? Dropping some dope live DJing, for everybody that loves to tune in, stay in tune with us. Let's go ahead and get started. Yo, these kids just put it down. Like I said, I think y'all need a refresher. Let's talk about some of the big records. Let's talk about the ones we recognize. Let's talk about the ones that we finally started to take them serious. No disrespect, but when I heard this joint right here, I knew things got a little different from the last time we heard these guys. Let's talk about the Youngsters with their first single off the Aftermath, that CREWZ Pop featuring Trench from Naughty by Nature.
I hate a cast, but I'm free, cause I got beef with white sheets. I'm leaving school styles alone, plus I won't break like how they dump it, but I'll keep the hoochie coochies comfy. I have a honeycomb hideout, slides out, so honey, you can come with all my odds out. I pray for the jump, but it bumps me or plays me like I'm supposed to jump, you want me. It's the mother number one, the fucking Youngsters. It's the mother number one, the fucking Youngsters. It's the mother number one, the fucking Youngsters. Cause we can flip, flap, fast and slow. Trouble like that, a boogie word for fact. Pick the stick on the camel with four backs. But you can't break the back, here's a strong cow plus. I bet you didn't know that yo, we drink the milk now.
That's a very paused line today, but shout out to the Youngsters. He was trying to say that, listen, we're getting older, you know what I'm saying? And this song kind of proved that, you know what I'm saying? Fire track. It says production by Naughty by Nature. I gotta go ahead and assume that's KG.
Right,
Treasure.
of course.
On the hook with his pen all over the verses, if you know, you know. Makes pretty much a lot of sense. Shout out to the Spartacus in the building. Spartacus, we're talking the Youngsters versus Illegal. We're talking CREWZ Pop, that first single, that gem, as we all know. Had a little video too. Let's not forget that video was kind of
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? To go up against a gem, a fire song, first single off that Illegal, The Untold Truth. Let's talk about Head of Gut.
Yeah, it's the motherfucking 1993 illegals in the motherfucking house.
Eric Sermon on the beat.
Motherfucking ground. Head of gut, where you want it? Head of gut, pop, pop. Head of gut, where you want it? Head of gut, pop, pop. Head of gut, where you want it? Head of gut, pop, pop. I know what you want it, where you want it? Head of gut. That's a go rip shit. Niggas wanna talk shit, but it's a clip. That goes up in the 9 and double lip, bitch. So if you really wanna throw niggas up a bed, I got a new tune, nigga, but boom, now you're out of here. I may be young, but I'm quick to smoke a nigga. You wanna play me, teach you by your vocal with the joker, nigga. Ain't commercial, strictly hard, what you want, nut?
one. Yeah, I'm here and I'm ready to attack. Mess around and get a pop and a half up in the ass.
I gotta stop this immediately. Too much pause. Too much pause. Oh, Malik, what's going on? Even back then, it was too much pause. Oh my. It was a lot.
Cancel culture yet.
Oh, keep forgetting I'm not on Spotify with the illegal. I gotta hit the YouTube. But damn, minus a couple of lines. What a fire ass track. Again, Eric Sermon on the beat.
It's very fitting because that song was actually a diss for CRUMBSNATCHER and the Youngsters.
Yeah.
Speak on it. Yes. Well, I mean,
I don't know if they had beef. I think illegal was just
the industry.
Legal was just setting it on every kid MC other than them.
Right.
Even Chia Lee catches it. Pause. Like I said, there's a bunch of rappers that they go at. Even
Another Bad Creation, The Family.
No. They didn't go against Another Bad Creation. They were actually
Yes, they did. On that album.
No, they were label mates. Another Bad Creation was by Dallas Austin. No, Another Bad Creation was created by Dallas Austin. They were on Rowdy. And so, well, actually, they weren't on Rowdy. They were Biv, but they were created by Dallas Austin on the musical side. Like Dallas Austin did all the beats for Aisha, for At the Playground, and they shot out ABC. They actually stood up ABC because ABC had a beef with CRISSCROSS. This is what my research brought me to today. So there was a beef between CRISSCROSS and ABC. This was the rap side of Rowdy kind of stepping up, going like, we got this, like, and shit on CRISSCROSS. And they also said that shots at Chia Lee. They also said shots at, I don't know if you guys remember The Family.
The Family, yeah.
Took shots at The Family. So it's again, what Hope meant, they came in just trying to just basically shoot at everybody.
They did Roxanne Shante, Big Mama.
They did a Roxanne. They did a 50 Cent. Okay, this is not a unused tactic again, and it worked. So again, it made noise. Those are the two tracks we're talking about right now. Respectfully, everybody in the chat room. I don't know if Nerd Chris is in the building yet, but if we can get the poll up for the voting, let's talk about it. We are talking first singles, respectfully, off each record. The Youngsters, The Aftermath, presenting CREWZ Pop featuring Tretch. Production by Naughty by Nature. Again, I assumed Scan. What's his name again? I'm sorry.
KG.
KG.
KG, yeah.
On the production side, with Head or Gut from the Illegal, The Untold Truth, produced by Eric Sermon. Everybody, chat room, let me know. Everybody in the comment section on YouTube, who do you got?
Yo, I'm gonna go with I'm going with Illegal.
Oh,
mainly because of the consistency of flow over that beat. You know what I mean? And consistency of flow over in their album. But I like the way that this one rocks better. I do appreciate how natural, like, I felt like they weren't being forced to be sounding like grown men on this record.
Agreed.
It's funny you said that, because I feel like both teams feel like they've been forced to act like grown. Like, I don't know, we was in the era of just all this yelling. Everybody's just puffing their chests for no reason.
There was a lot of yelling.
You know how I feel about the yelling, Triple C. And it's funny that you said that, because I felt like the Youngsters were doing it.
They both respectfully.
I was never really a fan of the Youngsters, man, because I always felt like they were trying to be like Onyx, or like they were trying to be like MOP. Like they were trying to be something to me that they weren't. Like,
how about they were out before them though?
Yeah.
They were out before Onyx?
I think their first album came out in '92.
Funky for the Youngsters, I believe, was 91, 92.
And the single might have dropped, the single don't drop the same time as the album, so the album might have came out even before that.
Question: who did that beat for that you played? Was it Eric Sermon did that beat?
Eric Sermon,
yeah. Depends which group you're talking about, but yeah, Eric Sermon on the production for Illegal, yes, sir.
So is that why Ike picked that song? I don't know, Ike. Is that?
Brentwood L.I. all day. Shout out to my man Boogie Man. Shout out to my man D. You know what I mean? Shout out. Shout out to Top 5. Shout out to the whole Death Squad.
I have to ask the question. I have to ask the question real quick, only because a lot of people are chiming in. So, first one to chime was DJ Hobo. So, Hobo, I assume you're agreeing with Ike, and you are voting yes for Head or Gut.
I am voting yes for Head or Gut.
And then it was Triple C. You chimed in saying you didn't feel the same way. So, am I to assume that you were going with CREWZ Pop?
Of course.
Okay. Anything you want to elaborate, or should we? Oh, can we move on? What do you think?
Oh, that beat is just insane. They kill that beat.
Oh,
But actually, yeah.
That thing is crazy. Scan. What are we thinking here?
Youngsters for me, man.
Ooh, snap.
I think what it is. I think and listen to both these albums, right? I think the lyrics on both records are good. And I think Illegal, little Malik, maybe his pen game may be a little bit better. But I think just for this song, for these two songs in particular, I think the beat is a little bit more melodic and a little bit better for CREWZ Pop, in my opinion. I think it's a good Eric Sherman beat, but that's not his top-notch beat, in my opinion. So
fair enough. Bro. I mean, again, CREWZ Pop got a lot of love on the box.
He got a lot of love.
But is that a top-notch KG beat?
Sir, your argument will not work in reverse, sir. Sir, your argument will not work in reverse, sir. I said the beat is still, it may not be top-notch KG, but it's still better than Eric Sherman beat.
I'm just trying to understand the logic. Trying to understand the logic.
I mean, like, fork down. He about to put that fork down.
You said that it's the New York water, but you voted somebody from Philly. I don't understand. Over the battle is New York.
The group is from Philly. I can't vote for Wu-Tang. They're from Philly.
Jamal and Little Malik are from New York.
No, they're not. They're from New York?
Jamal's from Philly.
Jamal's from Philly.
Jamal's not from Philly. Little Malik is from Philly, and Jamal's actually from South Carolina. They basically came ways into the game via Left Eye, and then a bunch of other connections all the way from Naughty.
So you saw a Hobo, he tried to put them in Queens randomly. Like randomly trying to put them in New York and Queens. Like I see your tactic tonight, bro. I see it. He tried to throw a little smut. He tried to throw a little dirt on the name. I ain't gonna lie. He tried to throw a little dirt on the name.
Yo, listen, he was so nonchalant about it.
Hey, maybe I'm just finally following suit. You guys try to put everybody in Queens on the daily.
No. I just so happens most of the music.
I mean, tell me where I'm wrong.
It just so happens that most of the dope music we speak about happens to just end up being 6 degrees of separation, or if not just 1 degree, because it's that fire of Queens, and it just comes
got
Queens all the time.
Yo, listen,
South Carolina, Jamaica, Queens, got it.
Put it like this, let's just say Illegal's from Virginia, Hobo. Does that make you feel any better?
Does it make you feel better?
Cool breeze. With that being said, I need to get your vote real quick. We're talking to Youngsters. We're talking Illegal. We're talking CREWZ Pop versus Head or Gut, produced by Erick Sermon. Who do you got?
CREWZ Pop, man.
You going CREWZ Pop?
Yep.
Oh snap!
It's a dope song.
The room was currently divided up until that very point. Cool Breeze's vote would have actually set the tone for the first round to be over, but at the last minute, we have a brand new entry at the very end of round number 1. We got the good Reverend Doctor stepping into the room. Good Rev, what is up, sir?
What's really good, yo?
You back,
Rev?
Sir. Listen, man. 2 questions for you. We're gonna go through the first one pretty fast, and then you can dissect the second. We're talking to Youngsters, the Aftermath 1993 second album from them versus Illegal, the Untold Truth, the only album from them. Who do you got for this battle?
I got the Youngsters, yo. Even though Illegal had the red tape, you know what I'm saying? That was fire, but
you had mentioned this in another show. For those who not remember, for those who weren't in tune to that episode, the Good Rev said Illegal was probably one of the first groups in the game, period, to put out the first color tape, and it was probably red, he said.
It was red. I have it.
There you go. There you go.
It was them, Master
1993.
Yeah, Master Ace put out the yellow tape the same year, and then Redman put out a red tape the following year.
Makes sense with that, obviously. But fire.
Right.
Looks like Rowdy Records, Arista was doing their thing, paying attention to the streets. You know what I'm saying? So the Cats wanted something different. Now, good Rev, you didn't get to hear the beginning of each of round number one as far as the songs that are being played, but you know that you're a hip hop connoisseur.
I know both those records very well.
Of course you do. I expected nothing less. So when it comes down to CREWZ Pop versus Head or Gut, who do you got?
Illegal doesn't have a song better than CREWZ Pop.
Oh! X-Lax has entered the chat, my brother.
They don't have a song better than CREWZ Pop. I mean, CREWZ Pop is a long ways from past the mic. So when Tretch is your pen, you can't lose. So I'm going with the CREWZ Pop.
Good point. Good point.
The Rev has stepped into the building. He has shook the building as usual. He let the vote at the last minute, right when we was about to basically say nobody else can get on the boat. He jumped onto the ferry, made the ferry at the last second. You know what I'm saying? And here we are wrapping up round number one. We're talking CREWZ Pop versus Head or Gut. Respectfully, Naughty by Nature, KG, but Naughty by Nature because Tretch is on the track as well, up against Head or Gut featuring Eric Sermon on the beats. And it looks like while there was not a one-sided event, there was votes on each side of the room. There was more people voting for CREWZ Pop on round number one. So give it up one time. CREWZ Pop gets round number one officially on the board of the youngsters. Oh, man. Youngsters first on the board. It's going to get interesting tonight. Like I said, every Monday.
Who won the poll? Who won the poll on that one?
CREWZ Pop.
Good question. Good question. Cool. By a lot? By 100 or what's the...
It was 100%, but not everybody voted.
Not times of people that vote. Look at this. Good to know that you're on top of all people that are voting. It's a little, good to know. Good to know. Shout out to everybody.
I can see the numbers. It's just seeing the numbers. That's all.
Got you. Fair enough. Got you. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Let's keep it pushing. Like I said, once again, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here live on Twitch. If you're not following us on Twitch already, I don't know what's going on. And if you're a return viewer, as a lot of you are in the chat room that I see you, and if you're your first time joining us, don't forget to follow us at our handles on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes on everything. Let's move on to round number two. Again, I wanted to sort of get a good mixture of singles because at this point in time in the 90s, both these guys got a chance to drop 3 singles per project. Pretty rare, but it happened. We have the proof, as well as a bunch of dope material that was featured on the albums that we like to call the album fillers. Actually, respectfully, not album fillers, dope music. The album fillers, I like to get that sort of like when it's like not that dope. The rest of these tracks are fire. So I wanted to actually go and play a little something, a little different. Actually, no, I decided not to do that. My bad. I'm reading the wrong. Here we go. My fault. We're actually going to go with single number 2. We're going to go through
I'm supposed to trust the voting machine?
You pumped it up that hard and then switched it over to single number.
And I'm supposed to trust the voting machine.
Pause. I can do that. I can do it if you guys want. Matter of fact, you know what? I respectfully leave it to the room. Would you guys like me to pick another single, or would you like to go ahead and have me pull an album track that I do have ready to go? So what do you guys think? Let me know while I get this ready. What are you thinking?
Go what you got ready to go.
You got the
what I got ready to go?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with what I got ready to go. We were to respectfully talk about single number 2 off the Aftermath. That is You With Me.
Oh.
Pete Rock on the beat. Pete Rock on the beat.
Can't stand you. I'm rapping through your town like Hurricane Andrew. Get more respect than your neighborhood rocker. Stay away from excellence, I'll put you in check.
Fuego.
Mhm.
Video for that joint as well. Those guys were. What's up? What's up?
Immediately minus points for letting Pete Rock rhyme again.
We knew this was coming. We knew this was coming.
Let's be clear. I did not hear a single Pete Rock verse. Again, DJ Hope has a tendency of hearing things that don't happen or do happen.
Pete Rock said
All you gotta do is rewind the tape.
Stop it. Pete Rock is
Pete Rock is possibly doing ad libs at most on that song.
No, he is rhyming on the song. I'll bet you.
What would you like to bet?
I'll bet whatever you want to bet. You put it on the table.
Ooh.
Pete Rock and CL Smooth on that song.
Oh.
I thought that was Mike Recca.
No, please, DJ Scanless, let me get my bet in first. I think we should get a nice bottle of something sparkly at our first reunion, whenever that happens, on you for the group. A nice bottle of bubbly. The loser has to buy the bottle of bubbly. Fair enough?
Okay.
Well, so we can keep things moving here. When I open up the Wikipedia page for the Aftermath, I believe I just played the song "Is You With Me," produced by Pete Rock. He is featured on the production, as well lyrically dropping bombs on another song, actually, called Who's the Mic Wrecker, featuring his partner at the time, CL Smooth, on another song he produced on the album. So Pete Rock actually got to get 2 songs off on this classic album. DJ Hobo, make sure it's not the cheap stuff. We like the good stuff.
You want some Martinelli's? I don't drink cheap stuff.
No, good. You want the good stuff. I trust your taste in the fine stuff. So please, just make sure it doesn't come in a box. Other than that,
hey, the only person drinks wine in the box here is Triple C.
I know. That's what I'm trying to hit. Triple C, we're stepping up. Triple C, it's 2023. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I got to move on to the next song. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Everybody in the chat room, like I said, shout out to y'all for keeping up with us. We're talking again. Is You With Me, produced by Pete Rock, going up against another gem. You're going to remember, I had to hear them again to realize I heard them again. We Get Busy, featuring Eric Sermon.
Yo, check it out. Coming right back at you with another slamming hit. Illegal in the motherfucking house. With Eric Sermon taking over in the night. You know what I'm saying? He doubled on the solo shit. This is how we gon' do it. We getting busy on this track. Hey, yo, check it. We do like this. Malik paid the lawnmower and Crystal paid the grass. That's his 8 MCs. Cause why? ABC whip. Illegal cuts that ass. The way that I put you on and think I was a kid G. That's why I took the time out to say that I get busy. Like Dizzy, Gillespie. So start to stretch your eyes, but you still couldn't see me. That's skip what they do. Da, dee 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 da dee day. I don't need no permission. I still come out and break to Uncle Sam. I say square. Say my number's not enough, but to get ripped if the army. All I have to be is rough and tough. Ain't no need to lie about my age. To get far with my tongue and go on a rampage. I'm going off because it's little Malik and no sucker. It's not all about my surety. Now if you want beef, fucking course I'm busting. No little cause this ain't nothing for the youngsters. You can't even see me. It's no relation, so we can't run in the family. Yeah, and I'm still the boss, cause I'm a straight up nigga. Ain't nothing about me crisscross. You little reject. Let the give respect. I'm getting wrecked. Don't even try to scare because you know threats and we can reach out and run selling.
Somebody gave me the CREWZ Pop.
Rapping your pumpkin. It's not like the fucking it just like a.
He doesn't even know what happened.
You don't even know what happened. You froze. You froze up.
Your voting
Voting machine.
Voting machines are acting up today.
Voting machines got everything too hot.
Told you, the voting machines was humming like fucking. Was humming like a jet on LaGuardia runway, man. I heard the shits before we started the show, man. Got your whole enterprise acting up, man. That's what happens when you get faulty voting machines.
You know what faulty voters say. So listen, I had the Ethernet connected with a loose wire, and it was jamming so hard in here. I was just like, that it unhinged. You know what I'm saying? So my apologies. What was the last thing that you guys were able to hear?
The sizzling of the
little
wire.
kids that never went to jail.
No, for real, did you guys get any of the song at all? Like, did you guys get any?
We got some of the song.
Yeah, we got some of it.
Yeah.
Did you get past the hook?
No,
We got enough.
Okay. I mean, I think I'll leave it up to the room if you want me to start again, or we can.
That's
We're good.
John Triple said, hell no.
No, but I was about to say, Illegal got this one, I think.
Oh snap! Hold on, Triple C already dropping votes. First of all, thank you for not making a big deal out of that. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Triple C putting the first vote down. You're saying Illegal got this?
Yeah.
Speak
Yeah, I
on
wasn't feeling the youngster joint. I wasn't feeling that joint.
That's P Rock on the beat. Are you
It doesn't matter.
It sounds like a throwaway beat to me.
Ooh.
Wow, 93 is. I'm sure P Rock putting out some of his finest.
Well, they didn't go well with
that. That was not one of them. That was not one of them. That was not one of them.
Yowzers. He wanted Triple C.
A lot of aggression.
That sound like something he played for CL Smooth and he was like, nah.
I mean, you apparently thought CL was on it. Pause at some point. I'm saying. Fair enough. Triple C putting his vote down for We Gets Busy. The way DJ Hobo was just speaking, I'm going to go ahead and assume, should I go ahead and check off that you are in the illegal section of this vote?
Yes, please make sure you mark your voting machine properly for it.
Fear not, I have it in the correct window right here. We have 2 votes in currently for the team illegal right now. We Gets Busy.
You can 3. Yeah, you can put my vote down for illegal too.
You too? Listen, like I said, I was going to mention, don't forget Eric Summer on the beat again. So
I know, Brentwood L.I., man. That's what yo,
all right,
man. Brentwood, baby. L.I., man.
Okay. All right, Ike.
Listen, Team Long Island will always be represented in the building, as we know, thanks to the good Ike Infamous always representing the building. Let's talk about, does anybody want to place a vote at all for Is You With Me, produced by Pete Rock?
I got illegal.
Illegal as well.
I got illegal too.
Illegal.
Wow.
Everybody
sweep on that round, huh?
And this is a song that again got actually cut off due to unfortunately due to my faulty modem connection. But at the end of the evening, when we get down to round number 2, we wanted to ask the question: another single versus another single, basically round 2 singles for each one. Is You With Me versus We Gets Busy. We're basically once again talking Pete Rock on the beat versus Eric Sermon once again on the beat. And it looks like it was one-sided on this one. No vote whatsoever for that Is You With Me. We Gets Busy gets the official win on this one. So Illegal officially up on the board. Now we're looking at 1 up, officially tied up in the building. It looks like it's gonna be a good night. Don't forget, we do this live every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch it on YouTube, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. All your audio podcast needs. My man Triple C, make sure we cover there. And don't forget, we on TikTok as well. Oh, man.
Which?
No.
You wait.
I thought somebody
got some like a good dish about to come out.
Listen, we're still going to be dissecting more dishes as we serve them, Triple C. Funny you should say that, because we dropping off that food tonight. You know what I'm saying? Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Let's talk about it. Let's keep talking about some of the magic that these guys were dropping in 1993. The mere fact that, again, both groups, respectfully, children, got to put out 3 singles. I'm not mistaken, 3 videos a piece. There was a budget back then. The 90s was amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about the actual 3rd single off that Aftermath, that the youngsters, that Wake 'Em Up.
Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up.
Anybody know who made that beat?
Wake 'em up, wake 'em up.
Of course.
Wake 'em up, wake 'em up.
Permit.
Yeah, get the truck up, it's too late, so stop sleeping. I'm sick of niggas screaming cause they jumping and they leaping. To get in my spot cause I'm mad and I'm hot. I love the rock the cradle cause I shoot it with a clock. So hush little baby, don't say a word. Cause those who sleep, I'm gonna kill them cause they hurt. So I'ma rock these punk babies to sleep. They freaks who get street cause they cradle is real weak. I get a chance to break it with a train. I'm insane, not okay cause they playing this Mary Jane. I'ma rock your cradle, rock your cradle. Cause those who sleep is one is I cause this one is fatal. I'ma rock your cradle, rock your cradle. Cause those who sleep is one is I cause this one is fatal. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. It's the hand that rocks the cradle. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. It's the hand that rocks the cradle. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. It's the hand that rocks the cradle. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up. It's the hand that rocks the cradle. Hey, yo.
It's the hand that rocks the cradle. I wouldn't be suggesting anything.
That sounds more like that. It sounds more like a Pete Rock joint instead of Primo.
That's early premiere. That's 90. That's the early premiere.
Very young, early premiere. Exactly.
That's early premiere.
Again, let's just talk about this real quick. We've gone through 3 rounds. Wow, DJ Hobo is letting off today. not scared to lay his opinions down. I love it. Let's go ahead and talk about it again. Basing up the next record after that, Wake 'Em Up, had to pick a little something that shared a similar vibe off the Untold Truth album. Let's go ahead and put up a gem against another gem. Let's put up On the Mic, produced by Lord Finesse, featuring Lord Finesse and AG, Digging in the Crates.
Check it out, y'all. 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 Check it out, y'all.
Just set it off, I got the proper ammunition. The skills of a veteran, versatility, and great determination. To rip any MC who just get ill, lynch and juvenile, kicking style, I can't tell now. I'm sending a message to all you little MCs out there. I'm about to cause you all many fights and nightmares. Anybody's dissing, we see it. We taking it to you lyrically, physically. So don't underestimate it. I leave you going for the kill, there's no mercy. And the effect will leave you lying in emergency. You heard me? If you ain't true to your hip hop, we hit you with a bang bang and then we boogie when your body drop. Give me my box, you got my box, you got my box. You don't wanna see your shorty go reach for his clock. And I ain't talking about that clock that pop. I'm talking about the ill lyrics that I'm throwing on the top. Like 1, 2, 2 to the 3. What am I saying? 2 to the 3. What am I saying? 2 to the 3. What am I saying? 2 to the 3.
I would love to let some of that verse go right there. Digging in the Crates representation on this album is definitely fierce. Again, we decided to go with 2 album filler tracks on this one. I mentioned there was singles, my bad. On this one, actually, is the album fillers track right now. The album fillers round right now. So Wake 'Em Up going up against On the MIC. Let's talk about some of that right there. Let's talk about some of the production on these 2 songs, as well as overall. This Wake 'Em Up track right here, basically produced by DJ Premier. Again, we talked about young DJ Premier. Then we got On the MIC with Lord Finesse on the beat right here, with featuring AG and his appearance as well. That's not the only obvious appearance of Digging on the Crates on this Illegal album. Let's talk about Diamond D stepping up. 2 tracks, if I'm not mistaken, that Illegal Rock and CRUMBSNATCHER. Then you got Lord Finesse tracks. That's already 3, plus the feature with AG. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of Digging in the Crates representation just right there. This is Illegal. These kids are like 14 years old. You also got some Eric Sermon production. We just heard 2 of them. You got Dallas Austin himself, the guy who signed them, who's a legend in the game, respectfully, doing about 2 tracks as well. You got Spearhead X, who I couldn't remember earlier on where I heard his name from, but he actually did a bunch of production for a lot of different people, including De La Soul and a bunch of people from the A, like remixes and stuff like that. Then you got Biz Markie, the legend, rest in peace, doing a track on there as well. That's insane for a kid group. Like that is, that's a dream lineup for even some adult rap groups. You know what I'm saying?
For adults.
For adults, and even in '93. Not to be sort of undersold, like I said, especially in '93. That's a legit lineup. I'm not even saying like that to be funny. It's a legit lineup. And like I said, respectfully, not to be undone, the Untold Truth with the youngsters. This is not their first approach to the game. This is their second approach to the game. Right. They stepped up this time with, again, a personal favorite of mine, the Beatnuts with 3 tracks on the album. Pete Rock with 2 tracks on the album, with an appearance with him and his brother, CL Smooth. You got Naughty by Nature, production and appearance once, production twice on the album. Then you got MARL twice on the album. MARL. Okay, this is insane. Okay, then you got DJ Premier, who we just talked about. And respectfully, it looks like some of the group members themselves, like Karan, the member of the group, Cue Ball, right? AK. He actually did some production as well as some of the other guys in the group. It looks like everybody got a little bit of production on the album as well. Interesting. Crazy. So that leads us, like I said, to these tracks right here, where respectfully we're talking about Wake 'Em Up versus On the Mic. What are you guys thinking? Chat room, what are you thinking? Let me know, what do you got going on? Who wants to step up first? Who do you got? We're talking DJ Premier versus Lord Finesse, kind of respectfully. Who's going first?
I'll go.
Go.
So first of all, your man said, I rock your cradle, rock your cradle way too many times. So that's a strike against. And the on the mic is a doper beat to me. I mean, yeah, doper. That's definitely doper beat for me. I mean, that, like I said, that premiere joint was early premiere. It was all right. It was okay. Wasn't great.
We will remember this on the next Gangstar related episode. You will see.
No, we're not talking about Primo and Gangstar production. We're talking about Primo and the Youngsters production. And pretty sure that, again, my previous statement of he might have played this beat for Guru and like, he might have played this beat for MOP. And they definitely was like, nah. So he had it in the stash in the tuck and was like, let me give it to the youngsters over here. They're not gonna say no.
Give it to the youngsters.
It's me. They're not gonna say no to me. It's Primo. They're not gonna be like, no, you don't want the beat. So they just took it.
Got it. Fair enough. Again, DJ Ho would never scared to lay his vote down. Actually, the first in the room. We're talking Wake 'Em Up versus On the Mic. Who do you got? Who's stepping up next?
I got the youngsters in this one, yo.
You do have the youngsters. What is it about this one?
Because I'm sure Finesse gave that beat to somebody else first, and they got it second, yo. And from Past the Mic to when they put the CREWZ Pop out, they was all Carhartt. Them niggas was Inglorious Bastards at that time, and compared to what they were before,
right?
And it was just a total switch. The Carhartt vest and that, like Carhartt is the real winner of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they the real winners, but the fact that I heard that beat on another DITC remix, I'm going with the youngsters.
Their whole, I think what Rev was talking about, their entire image became Carhartt, ball heads, as someone mentioned earlier, like the Onyx kind of look, the little baseball bats.
Stretch had the sword that was like some Mortal Kombat shit in the video. And
he definitely inspired their look, I would agree. This is also the thermal degree mask time when you would just have the thermal mask. It was a very rough time.
I'm a Rob face.
It was our Pooh Shiesty mask, respectfully. That was our
I would just go with Shiesty. Leave the Pooh out.
I had one of those in college.
We all had them. We saw actually, by the time it was in Juice, we already had them, but we saw in Juice, it was more like official, like, oh,
hey, look, man, I'm from Buffalo. I wore that shit to keep warm, not to look.
So did we. All of us grew up in the cold, so so did we. Like we,
Buffalo cold is different.
Respectfully.
Shout out DJ Mytar in the room, DJ Mr. September 71 in the room. Everybody that joins us in the chat room every second week, thank you so much for joining us. But again, we got one vote in for Wake 'Em Up by the Rev, one vote for On the Mic by Hobo. Who do you got? Who's next?
I'm gonna put my vote in for Illegal. I think this, especially this song, once again, just shows how they flow better over beats, man. I just think that how they lyrically perform their songs is a whole lot better than the youngsters, man.
They got better rhymes than the youngsters.
And listen, man.
Better rhymes than the youngsters.
Yeah, listen, man. Yeah, they was what, 14, 13, 12 out here, man. Why are we beating them up that they was getting hand-down beats? These motherfuckers had hand-down shirts and shit like that. So we talking about, we trying to beat them down because they, man, they little ass kids, man.
You know what, to bring up something
like ex-cons.
They did. They sounded very adult.
Facts, good rap. They didn't look like little kids. They was trying to be little thugs.
Yeah. So dressing like that.
It was the 90s though, bro. You know what I mean?
It was
the 90s.
Everybody dressed like that. That's true.
And Onyx was creeping. So
listen, again, an interesting time to be alive to watch these young kids get, again, very adult beats, whether secondhand or not. You read that track list and you take them serious. And again, the music we've been listening to tonight has definitely been a dope throwback. These guys definitely knew how to attack those beats themselves. We got 2 votes in for On the Mic, one vote in for Wake 'Em Up. Anybody want to step up for a particular side? Who do you got?
Yeah, I got Illegal. I got that. I agree with what Hobo said about the Primo beat. It's like, oh man, that's not it.
That's not it.
Fair enough. We got 3 votes in, 1 vote on the other side. Again, make sure the vote counts.
I'll go with illegal on this one, but my feeling though is that actually to me, I don't really like either track like that personally. I could actually live without both of these tracks, to be honest. But to give credit, it is early Premier, right? So this is 92 Premier. So 92 Premier was doing loops. He's not the Premier that we know today. True. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think, and then if you even compare it, I think, to be truthful, Lord Finesse may be the one during that 92 era that really got the sound kind of locked down a little bit more, in my opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for that, I'll give the edge to illegal for this one.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like that's a good point. Lord Finesse definitely was in his bag, like early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. He was in his bag. Yeah.
He definitely was, and that's an actual good point to bring up if you want to again stand on that hill, which is a totally fine place to stand. Cool Breeze, you're last to step up at this point. Wake 'em Up versus On the Mic. What you got?
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Scan said. I mean, both songs are okay, but I think this one would go more for illegal on this one. I wasn't too amped up about both tracks. They were cool, but it's like, But the edge would go to illegal.
Oh, snap. Fair enough. Putting the vote down for illegal. It looks like it wasn't a completely one-sided event. The good Rev actually stood up for the opposite team at this point, with putting a Wake 'em Up on this particular vote. But the majority of the room, when we're doing round number 3 and we asked the question, Wake 'em Up versus On the Mic, ended up voting for On the Mic. On the Mic getting that vote for illegal, putting illegal on the board once again. 2-1 at the moment. Moving on to round number 4. About to get good. What is the chat room saying? What they have going on?
Shout out to Malcontent. He said he reminded us that Daily Operation came out in 92, which is a good point.
Yeah.
But that also proves my point of throwaway Premier beat.
Yeah, I just responded. Too, just basically saying that if you know Gangstar too, you know that he's gonna approach it from a concept where the youngsters is probably, it could be a throwaway beat, it could just be something real quick. Maybe who knows how much the fee was, you know what I mean? All those little things.
True. Back to Jules's point about the production lineup. Like, yo, that either these dudes was giving away beats for the low, or these kids, these record labels shelled out some money to these producers for these beats, man.
And they kept the money.
No, well, here's the thing. You got to take into consideration that the first album, if I'm not mistaken, was actually put out on the same label that the second one came out. So I'm sure there was a small rap budget on the first one, which is the 92 release. This one came out on East West, which is basically under the Elektra, Warner Brothers, Atlantic system.
Yes.
So there was money at the time. They were trying to invest into pop. And then you have to think about it at the same time too, when you do the kid thing, like they saw success in things like Aisha, the people they were dissing, Criss Cross, and all. It's like, well, we have a version of that, and it's like there's going to be a label somewhere that's going to take a chance on something that slightly different. In this case, it was little kids acting very grown up. Like I said, they looked like Onyx, they were dressing like Naughty, like but a budget comes with that, and they probably the writer. You can hear Tretch's pen all over CREWZ Pop, so he gets the check. It's like, why wouldn't I want to mess with it? It's like trying to write for Bow Wow. It's like, this is going to work. Like, let me get in on it. You know what I'm saying? So every producer, even if it was a throwaway beat, is kind of like, well, this might be not a bad look. Like, it could move. And I don't think at that time,
right.
He was beefing with the family too.
I'm sure.
Right. And Jules, real quick to add on to your point too, and I think we discussed this on previous episodes where, remember, labels at the time too, there was no right or wrong way to the structure that we know of today in doing hip hop music. So one guy could have had a $1 million budget, one guy could have had a $10,000 budget. You're gonna give this producer this amount. It wasn't regulated. So stuff was all over the place back then. So I mean,
that's
low
not
key in Pete Rock's heyday, and as a producer, one of the reasons, just to kind of touch on it, producers were getting 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80K a beat back then. Yep. You don't get those numbers anymore in the modern day hip hop. You don't get those numbers anymore.
That's true. Again, there was money back then. There was a lot of money back then.
There was a lot of money back then.
We thrown around. Producers were getting remix jobs. I mean, just to bring up another point, we're talking about Diamond D's involvement on the Illegal album.
Yeah.
Diamond D did a remix for Is You With Me for the Youngsters, and it's a Diamond D remix, if I'm not mistaken. That's out there. So again, there was work. And again, you could find a lot of dope Finesse remixes, Premier remixes all around this time because of the budget that labels had in terms of believing in the sales of 12 inches and singles, commercial singles and all that. There was an actual life back then for songs by themselves, unlike today where it's a whole different era, a whole different game. Again, so
both groups sold a lot of chocolate bars to get beats.
He said they was on the corner.
They were supporting the basketball team.
Please buy my chocolate bar. Please buy my chocolate bar.
I immediately wanted to give Triple C $1 if I was sitting on the train. Like, hey,
give me the one with the almonds in it. Thank you.
It's from my school
That's
trip.
That's funny, Trip.
That was fun.
Wrapping up round number 3 again. Lyrical abilities stretched across both, parts of the board here. Wake 'Em Up, an album track produced by a premiere for the Youngsters on the Aftermath, with On the Mic coming off that Illegal, the Untold Truth, produced by Lord Finesse. 2 classic producers, 2 classic songs, 2 classic albums, but it looks like only one winner. On the Mic is the winner of round number 3. And that will wrap up that one right there, putting Illegal on the scoreboard once again, 2-1. Moving on to round number 4. Let's keep it pushing. I actually want to play some more album tracks. There was a lot of fire, like we just talked about, as far as production is concerned on this album. On these albums, excuse me. Let's go ahead and play another lyrical gem.
Hold on.
What's up?
Am I tripping? Are we not in round number 4?
That was round number 3.
Then we have
Going
2
number 4 now.
No, I thought that was round number 4.
Yeah, we had 2 before that.
Because Illegal was up 2-1.
Correct.
And that should have been round number 4.
No,
no.
5?
No, I think this is round 3.
I thought this was 3.
Do you see, Charo, do you see the hobo Ike Mandarin going on right now?
Hold on a second.
Why don't you gentlemen recite to me round number 1? What was round number 1, gentlemen?
Round number 1 was the first singles. CREWZ Pop and Head of Gut, right?
Right. Round number 2 was the second singles.
Was the second singles.
Is You With Me versus We Gets Busy.
And so this was round number 3, right?
Right.
Yeah. Just finished round number 3.
So then
moving on to round number 4.
So then me and Hobo must have heard when Jules made the mistake by letting out the results before the results were done by saying 2-1
yes.
going into round, and Jules doesn't even realize he did that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you stick around, the voting machines will tell you what's going on themselves. You just got to stick around. And
I am merely playing the game as it's written out on my book.
Try to pull a January 26th on you, Jules.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's keep it pushing, like I said, with more gems that are featured off the album that weren't singles. Let's go ahead and talk about some more fire. Let's talk about another dope-ass song off the Youngsters, The Aftermath. Let's talk about that lyrical Stick-Up Kids, produced by your man, Marley Marl.
It's a shame I had to joke 20 seconds because they missed the bus. I woke them up and they got crushed. I'm thanking everybody for their props. So guard and cops because I'm a one-man rap shop. I never care what they got. I'm surprised. I got a 45 right between your eyes. So if you try to run, you get done. Just throw your fame in a knapsack. You're going about right, son. I'm sick of these punks trying to beat down and get on stage, look like clowns and jump around. I gotta keep ducking to my ditches. Drugs with different roots, that's where the top bridges. Step up to this, I cut off your head. Cause I'm a stick-up kid.
Stick-Up Kids is out the tags.
These niggas sound way too angry to be 13.
Yo, It's kind of true. It's like, what was going on? And again, I don't know if they wrote all their rhymes or if they had a little influence, a little help, but they definitely were very upset to be young teenagers in the 90s.
I mean, unless they was Trey Styles, then okay.
Let's go ahead and talk about what a gem like that would want to go up against on another gem. Again, another track off the album, not a single. Let's talk about, again, some of this fire production. Another Digging in the Crates member, both on the beat and feature on the record. Let's talk about that CRUMBSNATCHER.
Yo, this joint is hard. Pause.
Easy.
Yeah. Diamond D once again, you know what I'm saying? Illegal in the house. CRUMBSNATCHERS. Snatching up all the crumbs. Taking over. I'm the original CRUMBSNATCHER. Make your money master. Choose to do what I gotta do. Cause I have to die to survive. Take a ride down the dark side. Dipping in them, dabbing with my man. Diamond D. Ride. Tell your little story. Listen close to what I say. When I stole one score, I couldn't stay home all day. So I jumped in the ride, cranked it up, and I'm out. So got me right. So I'm feeling buck wild. G. Hit the highways. Which way should I go? Oh no, I bet the 25 so single just released, so the hype got me mellow. You heard a cloud nine when the world is a roaster. Pedal to the metal, riding on this roller coaster. Who's gonna tell David that I believe got mad? Went over the last hill and oops, I crashed. I wasn't too busy to put the slack in the stash. The story is the real, best believe it's the truth. Don't wanna up the keys, then them locks better be bulletproof.
Some CRUMBSNATCHERs, we snatch your crumbs and all. Some CRUMBSNATCHERs, snatch your crumbs and all.
Woo. Diamond D on that hook plus a verse. Let's talk about it. What's going on? Who's placing their vote first?
Man, why you did the young like that? You could have chose a Beat Nuts beat.
Wow.
You know,
Purposely got my way.
Wow.
You know, Diamond D got.
Purposely went out my way.
Wow.
Look at
Diamond D got this one.
I want everybody in the internets to be clear. If you're watching this at home, you're a return viewer, you know I constantly hassled about gerrymandering, giving attention to the beat nuts, a lot of Queens groups. Went out my way to go ahead and not go with the obvious host favorite, the beat nuts, who were featured 3 times on the album. Could have picked 3 songs.
Like,
Went out my way.
You know, the Beat Nuts was better than the Marley Marl joint.
Jules got hit with the shrapnel with this one from Triple C, bro.
Hey, you know why he didn't? You know why he didn't choose a Beat Nuts beat, Trip? Because the last time the Beat Nuts were mentioned on this fine show that we have, they took a L, and Jules is still shook.
Wow.
Damn.
We need to relax. First of all, I've already decided without you, Hobo, that we're doing that episode over. So
the results will be the same.
now you're making me mad because now I want to remix it just to see if we gonna get it right. Look, we're gonna drop that episode eventually. Stick with us. We'll get
Jules, man.
Yeah. All that being said, I chose illegal. I chose illegal on this one.
Triple C putting his vote down for illegal, not scared. Triple C, why you picking illegal?
I said, you know what you did.
I sabotaged. Next up, Cool Breeze. You were saying something before I was really reminded about what I
was
what you did. Say, like you don't know what you did.
Just take a deep breath, exhale, and but you do know what you did. But it's okay. But I'm gonna go with illegal on this one as well, man.
Listen, I want to go ahead and ask you two gentlemen, just you two gentlemen. I don't want anybody else to jump in. Cool Breeze, Triple C. Yes. Which Beat Nuts? Since I know what I did, which Beat Nuts track, who I love, which Beat Nuts track would have gone better against this? I see. Even the scandals just put up the hand wave in the Zoom chat.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I listened to some of these tracks. I'm not sure but there were some beats on there that were a little bit better than this one. And there's no
song. Marley Marl.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not dissing Marley Marl because Marley Marl is the truth. But I mean, it was another beat on it I heard that it would have went a little bit better. But my thing is that maybe you were slightly afraid that Hobo might say something if you pick the beat. I don't know. But disregard what Hobo would have to say and just go with your gut.
Hey, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
The word afraid is not in my vocabulary.
Especially not from Queens. There's no such thing as halfway crooks from Queens.
The word afraid.
That boy Jules is shook.
The word afraid is not a.
Use our Queen slang against you. What is this? What is this?
How dare he?
How dare he? How dare you?
It's a lot to digest, though, Jules. I get it.
Listen, since Cool Breeze and Triple C have actually put their votes on for the CRUMBSNATCHER, I want to ask anybody in the room: does anybody want to step up for Marley Marl, one of the hip hop producers, the gods of this entire genre, who also dropped 2 fire songs on this particular project? This one being Lyrical Stick Up Kids. Does anybody want to vote for him at all?
No, I think the beat is actually dope, but I'm gonna have to go to Illegal though.
So fair enough.
I think the Natural, bro. The Natural might have been the one.
The Natural
is the one.
The beat not string.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, again, I was really thinking that Marley Marl sort of like, skip him to the front of the line to Marley Marl, but respectfully, I mean, if you guys feel that way, there's nothing you could do about it because I'm fucking making the questions around here.
Damn,
but I love your opinion. I love your
teeth like a black mother.
Jules did a Bishop. He's playing Bishop now.
I openly leave the suggestion box open anytime you want to drop a note in there. Go right ahead.
We got Illegal, dog. We good.
I think
I'm gonna hold on to the gun, motherfucker.
I got it already.
Sweep that shit up. Get an album cover.
Listen, putting everybody's vote down on this side of the room right here. It looks like it doesn't matter. It looks like when we actually asked the question, Lyrical Stick Up Kids, produced by the legend Marley Marl, to go up against CRUMBSNATCHER, produced by another legend by the name of Diamond D, and featuring him, the entire room leaned on the CRUMBSNATCHER side of things, putting Illegal once again up on the board, putting them officially 3-1. You know what that means? The math ain't mathing if it can't keep going. When it comes down to tonight's battle, we wanted to talk about the early 90s, the golden era, and they ushered in 2 hip-hop groups of kids. It was unseen at the time, brand new, pretty normal today, right? Unheard of at the time to have a 14-year-old group talking like grown-ass men. Again, this is totally normal today. Mm-hmm. At the time, unheard of, especially with the track listing and production that you saw and ghostwriting people that you knew were involved with the actual projects, and respectfully, some un. But now we're talking about the YOUNGSTAS, The Aftermath, 1993, second album to be released from them. Illegal, The Untold Truth, the only album to be released by them. Again, 1993 as well. These 2 classic albums went up against each other tonight. And at the end of 4 rounds, leaning at 3-1, meaning we didn't have to go to round number 5, it looks like Illegal, The Untold Truth, takes home the win tonight. Make some noise for Illegal real quick. Make some noise.
Salute to Hobo for giving Jules that bag tonight. I see you, sir.
I just want to say, I knew that this was going to go this way because I've been telling y'all for a long time that Illegal album is dope, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy. Except for you. You're right. Everybody's like, I don't know. Especially Jules DJ. He's like, I don't know. Illegal.
Can we tell the whole story? Can we tell the whole story? Tell them how the conversation of Illegal came up after you started sweating Quo, the rap group Quo, as your favorite. And then somebody brought up the YOUNGSTAS, and somebody brought Illegal. You was like, no, Illegal dope too. Illegal's dope too. And then all of a sudden, Quo is.
Now you're not telling the truth because I never said Quo was dope. Although that one song that they had was pretty good.
What's the name of that song that you don't know? What's the name of that song you don't know?
I don't know. I just remember that a young Wade Robinson was in the group with a bald head, looking like No, he looked like young Eminem. He had a low blonde Caesar. I do remember that.
You know the members' real names. What a unknowing. I don't know who they are. I don't know.
Yo, all I know is son is married to Reagan Gomez from Call.
Son,
Right.
Yeah, I looked that up. The guy that's right.
Also true.
What's funny is it's true. What was that? One guy became a famous choreographer for a lot of pop boy and girl band stuff in the 2000s, and the other one, ironically, first of all, leveled up Reagan Gomez, woo, and a family and the whole nine, but gave up music completely. Like you can't even find anything on him, really.
Wouldn't you?
Huh?
Really?
Wouldn't you?
Nothing on him?
I mean, I'm just saying. Sometimes you can find stuff on Wikipedia. Like there's like nothing. Like he did nothing music related entertainment after that.
No,
Like
I just said you would give up music for Reagan Gomez.
Yeah, perhaps.
I mean,
perhaps.
listen, I mean, he had he had fame first, so like he probably saw some things, and I just hey, good for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to rap
Illegal would have
anymore.
lost with that the Youngsters No Mercy album. That would.
Oh, you think so?
That's the K-Def one.
That is a K-Def album. Yeah,
That is a good album.
that was a good album.
That was
It was.
great.
I mean, but let's
Especially-
be honest, man. Let's be honest. Like the thing that Jules, you pointed out, which is a good point. Like back then, to have two young groups of kids, 13, 14, 12, however old they were in that range, spitting the lyrics that they were spitting, with the quality of beats that they had. It was pretty impressive, man. Because I mean, Crisscross was dope, but they were popping.
Yeah.
Right.
And these two groups were very, very, very gritty. And it was something different, man. And because you had Another Bad Creation, The Family, all of them very poppy, and these kids had baseball bats and Carhartt vests on.
Yeah.
I was
And bandanas over their eyes so you couldn't even see their eyes, and they all of that.
But you know what too? It's also, remember, it also speaks volumes to the lyricism of the 90s, because if you're a kid group, you couldn't come out with no ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
You couldn't do a bow out.
90s was violent.
Yeah, true.
Super violent.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I think the hip hop climate at the time was, like I said, starting to generate money, especially at this point in the 90s. And I think the labels started to take a sort of like let's let the black division take care of it, but let's pump a little more money.
We're gonna call it urban.
Because then you have what happens then is like you have the baby version of almost every genre that was already an adult version. Like someone brought up, my man DJ Miter brought up the Wascals.
Yeah,
Like,
Rascals.
Oh wow.
That's baby, he says baby Far Side. It's like they had the
Biscuits,
version of Far Side. We had the baby version of Onyx with the youngsters, the way they was even looking at it's like.
And he also brought up Shaheem too.
And Shaheem,
Baby Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these miniature, respectfully, versions. And it was like, well, why not? You know what I'm saying? So there was an audience. And again, it's almost like to a certain degree, like what do you call that thing when little kids are doing the pageants? You know what I'm saying? Like that adults. It's like, you're like, I mean, not exactly the same, but in a sense, you're like, oh, look at this little kid doing the same thing adults do. And then some do it really well. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, well, that's kind of believable. And that's where we are with these two particular groups. I believe illegal. I think they were little troublemakers. I think
Are they
right now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you think about it, this album came out in that album came out in 92, late 92, early 93.
Their first one. Oh, you're talking about the youngsters.
No, Illegal.
93.
93. So then later that year, Malik was on Pump Pump on the Snoop album, which is a banger. So
if I'm not mistaken, they're actually blood related. I believe they're cousins.
Okay.
Really?
So I mean,
Wow,
he was primed. He was primed for because I think it's safe to say, even though Jamal did come out with the solo album afterwards, with a banger on it. I think Malik was probably primed to be a bigger star, and I don't know what happened to him. I mean, he just disappeared.
I actually looked up that information that you brought up today, or that question on the internet, and the internet produced to me that he actually did end up eventually in 2005 releasing a full length. And
Oh, okay.
he didn't even look the same. Like he's a grown ass man. So I was just like, oh, like I don't know if I want to hear this, but I believe it's available on streaming.
So he didn't have the production budget that Illegal had.
It didn't look like, respectfully, like anything kind of like a big production on it. It looked like something sort of independent. Which
Kenny Ball sold out.
I make an argument that
Yeah, this
I
man
make
production.
What's your argument?
I was gonna make an argument that I think though, and I leave it to the room. I would probably say out of all those groups, possibly the Youngsters probably had the best run because they made
they did.
They made additional albums that had good songs on it.
Yeah,
they did.
I could be wrong, and I'm not sure, but I always kind of go like on what I read about things. And the Youngsters, again at that time, I think produced 4 albums, not produced, but like put out 4 albums. But they actually ended up producing that 4th album, the "I'll Make You Famous" album, which features with Mobb Deep, and a lot of dope records that came off of that. But if I'm not mistaken, so again, maybe you could, you're in the chat room, people can maybe confirm this. I think they have something to do because they're from Philly,
right?
They started independently before they went the label route.
Right.
They have something to do with pop art. I believe their family is something to do with the pop art label. Remember that label, Pop Art?
Yeah, I believe. Where's Philly as? I think Pop Art was one of the first early hip hop record labels from like the 80s or the 70s. 80s, I believe.
I think they're that lineage. Like that's why they kind of got like the
That's, I mean, I would have to confirm it, but I could see that because I could see that. That
4th album was on Pop Art.
Yeah. I can see that.
With Mobb Deep and all that, that was all on Pop Art.
Yeah.
No. But
I thought that was just a label. And then I found out that it was an earlier hip hop label. And I think they might actually have like, I think they're like lineage, like they're literally like they're
Philly said it's their father.
Oh,
there it is.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Shout out to Philly the Kid. I didn't say what's up to you, my bad. But he's right. They got Philly the Kid in the building representing the Philly knowledge. But there you go. So, like I said, they were related. They're like Sugar Hill Gang kind of style in terms of pop art.
Yeah.
Where like linear, they were supposed to like, become like somebody in terms of hip hop. And then they went indie.
As a matter of fact, didn't and Philly, you could probably correct me, or you guys actually, y'all could correct. Wasn't one of the early Rox and Shantae records on Pop Art?
Might have been, yeah. Because they were one of the first hip hop indie labels out back in the 80s.
Yeah, Philly said,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but not for nothing. I like feeling that the Quran track on the hood. That was a good track. I thought she was gonna play that.
Yo, like I said, they ended up producing their entire 4th album, and it was fire. I'm telling you, they had production that sounded Havoc-ish. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I remember, their joint track, I was like, Havoc killed this, and then I read it. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't Havoc.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, the Youngsters kind of remind me of a Mobb Deepish.
A little
on
bit.
that album, because in this one I definitely get like somebody mentioned earlier, like Onyx kind of vibes and Naughty vibes. Like it was definitely.
I mean, but to Scan's point, I think it's safe to say that on every album that they put out, they had something that we remember, not like just like songs to be like, oh yeah, that was cool. Like they got songs that we remember. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them their credit for that because they could have respectfully went the illegal route and only put out one album,
right?
But they put out multiple albums and they all had something on it that you'd be like, oh yeah, the Youngsters. Yeah.
They just re-released something this year.
Yep, they did. I think for records.
Really?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like again, they come from that lineage of where again, what Hobo was just saying, where there was a little bit of guidance there of like, nah, let's do it this way. Let's do it. Because like I said, even on this album, they each got production credit, and I think that's just got to do to the like in terms of just thinking long term. Like in this album, if it generates money, you're a songwriter on here and a producer on here.
Right.
Collect, even if you're not, writing on every single project or whatever. But album number 4, like I said, it's all them entirely, and it's a fire album. It's highly recommended. It's dope. Check it out. And again, that was on Pop Art.
I got one more question too. Do we know, outside of, we know Jamal released that solo project, do we know if Malik had anything else? Because the last thing I remember was just the remix with Monica, and then after that he kind of faded away.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier, I said he dropped something like in 2005 that
I got that Monica remix. Good one.
Monica. Yeah, that was on the soundtrack, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? It was on the soundtrack.
Like This and Like That. That was the name of the song, right?
Yes.
I think it's on Nutty Professor 1.
Yep.
Nutty Professor 1 soundtrack. Jamal had better success, obviously. He ended up becoming part of Def Squad.
Right.
Had his first
Faith
album.
and Mall was a banger.
Yeah.
Again, a Rowdy Records release. He stuck it out. My understanding, I saw a podcast recently that mentioned the relationship illegal. Actually, it was Dallas Austin talking about. Dallas Austin was talking about his relationship with illegal. He's like, yo, them kids. He's like, Left Eye came to me with that shit. He's like, I'm cool with Left Eye. They're all like homies and shit. So he's like, all right, like I'll do the deal because it was kind of like supposed to be her.
Oh.
And then she just kind of just walked away, like fuck it, like I don't care. And he was just like now I'm stuck with these kids.
That shit is so ironic.
She said that both of them, like the story she told Dallas Austin was like they've been together like forever. Like, oh my god, they're like a group. They never met. Like the second like Left Eye broke away, he said that they both stepped to him individually, like without each knowing, going like, yo, like I'm ready to talk to you about my solo album.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, like 50 years old talking about like, I'm ready to go solo.
Wow.
I don't think they really got along.
Yeah,
they did. It's not something like, they didn't know each other. He's like, yo, we don't know each other. Like she said, we know. He's like, sell you. He's like, we don't know each other.
Dallas Austin. That's the only person I know that got out of Dubai with cocaine legally. That nigga had to call Jesse Jackson. No, I'm not lying. He called Jesse Jackson.
Right, a couple years ago.
To get out of he got caught with coke in Dubai, and then he had to call Jesse Jackson to get him out. Yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson called Obama or somebody, and they got him out of there. Like Dallas Austin was caught up in some shit.
Wow.
He was Brittany Griner before Brittany.
Yeah. So, but
talk about that's why I said it's so ironic that he worked with a group named Illegal.
I'm telling you, like I said, she literally dropped, like, tried to make a deal with Dallas, dropped off the group, and like disappeared like weeks later, and then
take these badass kids away from me.
They were both very much.
She said,
they were both very much interested in having solo careers, like immediately off the bat. He's like,
she had them royalty issues to deal with. She had her own stuff
and child support.
Right.
Yo, Dallas Austin was on fire this time. You understand? Like Dallas Austin was doing
literally.
He was doing the Boyz II Men stuff. He was doing the Biv 10 stuff, like his own stuff.
ABC, all that
like,
shit.
Like I said, he was on fire. He was the first Puff to Arista. Like he was bringing in the black market of music into that system.
So wait, was it? It was Illegal. It was The King and I. Who else was on Rowdy?
Rowdy had Monica.
Somebody else. Another hip hop group though.
Oh, hip hop group. I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, he could have had a few. Like I said, he was. Wait, is Arrested Development? Or am I bugging?
No, that's EMI.
Nah, it ain't EMI.
What up, DJ CREWZ?
No, it is. The Arrested Development was on EMI.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they lucked out on that one. Shit. Yo, that's a strong fucking group for that time. It was like they were that kind of group at that time got MTV. None of these groups we're talking right now got MTV. Like Arrested Development got MTV. It was like that was serious. You know what I'm saying? That's all like they got off.
Was it Shades of Lingo? No.
Ooh.
Yes, I think it was Shades of Lingo. Damn. Yes, because Eric Sermon did the remix for them or something like that. He did the beat for them or something like that.
Let's confirm. We gotta confirm though.
Anybody in the chat room know? Shout out to DJ CREWZ one here in the building. Malcontent in the building. I thought who's Mr. September 71? Someone told me that was Malcontent. That's not Malcontent.
That's Black Moses.
Black Moses.
Black Moses switched up. Oh man, Black Moses. I should have known.
Yo, fellas, I got a tip.
Yeah.
Listen, good rap. It's good to see you, man.
Thank you.
One last time, like I say, Legal was the overall winner tonight. Shout out to everybody.
I'll see y'all next week, man.
Good.
All right, bro.
Peace.
To everybody else, like I said, we over here. We're gonna. What up? I thought you were gonna say something, Hobo. I
was looking up Shades of Lingo because that.
I believe he might be right. Or a remix. Well, at least Eric. I know Eric Sermon definitely did some beats for them. That I
Dallas Austin does come up he does come up underneath when they're meant. No. Well, wait a minute. Well, it says EMI for them though at the same time, but I see Dallas Austin's all over it though, so it's possible.
He might have did the beat. Remember, also was doing production before he started Rowdy. Rowdy was the result of so much production that he got like I said, he got the acclaim. He was like Jermaine Dupri and Puffin of his era. Like he was the first. What's up, Trip?
Yeah, I said, since we got a little bit time, why don't you play some joints before we get out of here?
Play some treats on them?
Yeah, play those beat nut joints that you play, during the battle. Play those joints. Maybe you could get them off now. Pause.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't understand what was all this tech talk. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, which beat nuts track would you like? Because there's so many fire ones on the sound. Because they dropped nothing but heat. We got the Wild Child.
Yeah, let's go with this.
By the way, round number five, just so you know, which if we had gotten there, would have been Wild Child, produced by the Beat Nuts,
right?
Going up against Back in the Day, which was produced by Colin Wolf.
When I was a teenager,
Colin Wolf was like a West Coast guy. He did a bunch of stuff like for West Coast guys. But Colin Wolf. That would have been round number five. So again, there was the following records from the Beat Nuts. There was Wild Child, there was Honeycomb Hideout, and then there was It's Natural. Which one y'all want to hear?
It's Natural.
Yeah, play that.
Yeah.
That was the one everybody wanted to hear. Play that one.
Yeah. I thought you would play that.
It's got a lot of plays on Spotify too, which is crazy.
Yeah, I thought you would have played that one.
It was a little too mellow, I think, no? I mean, even though the drums came in. Nah, I'm tripping.
Hey, yo, it's natural for me to flow as I do. Get crazy fever, never front on my crew. Yeah, straight to the heart.
It's just to get a rep, right?
Can't be faking no moves.
Absolutely.
Coming correct on the check with my rep. Getting props on the slide. Yo, it's quiet as kept. Been hide around, cool around and do my thing. Mess around, joke around, then I'll swing. Kicking grooves with my troops, what I bring. Yeah, I'm still young buck and ain't a damn thing changed. Never roll with snitches, stay away from bitches. Head stays level, never burn no bridges. A shorty getting ill, ain't a brother can handle. Cause like the 5 pillars of Islam, I'm natural. Snatch. I'm back with the natural flow.
That's
you should have played that.
No yelling. See?
You should have played that joint. Yeah, you definitely should have played that joint.
Listen, again, two reasons I did not. Like I said, one was definitely the respect for MARL. I thought, like I said, I thought it was like totally a classic move to go with like playing something from the Giant. And again, I thought, I would get totally picked on by Beat Nuts, and it's like,
you're gonna get picked on regardless. You know what I mean? So
I don't want to give you ammunition. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wear the body armor during paintball doesn't mean it still doesn't hurt. So it's still, you play your game, defend your crown. But listen, shout out DJ Love in the building. I see you up here. Again, it was a dope night, bro. The 90s golden era night. Took 2 hip hop groups. Again, you love talking about hip hop groups. Then we took hip hop young crew, young teenagers. The teenage version of the adult version of hip hop at the 93 scene. Youngsters versus Illegal. Shout out to both groups, but Illegal took the win on this one. Again, only 1 album in. That's all we ever got from them.
I tried to tell y'all.
Shame.
I tried to tell you.
Could have been a pretty good run if they, actually stuck it out. They actually sounded good together.
They had something.
Yeah, they had something.
They definitely did. They definitely did. I mean, we'll see what it is. But either way, shout out to both groups. We are going to go ahead and rate out, if we can, in the next few minutes and call this night a wrap. Again, we do this every Monday night. Make sure you join us here live on Twitch. If you're not following us on Twitch, please follow us. Follow us on all our handles here. Please go to Instagram and follow us. I want to see followers popping up on my phone right now. And make sure you follow us at Eats Beats and Rhymes on Instagram. And we're on TikTok. And we're dropping SoundCloud soon. And we're doing a bunch of stuff. And make sure you keep up with us because we're constantly moving forward, dropping new content for you guys on a weekly basis. Shout out to everybody that tunes in and subscribs, that listens.
Oh, shout out to Nerd Chris. We didn't give any shout out today.
Yeah, word. Shout out to Nerd Chris. Absolutely.
Shout out to CREWZ1, DJ CREWZ1, what up?
Yeah, shout out to
CREWZ One, Malcolm 10, Black Moses. Shout out to everybody that always tunes in every Monday night. We definitely love hanging out with you guys, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, who we tuning into tonight, DJ Hobo? Who we gonna rate in tonight?
I'm looking right now. Shout out to DJ Spartacus as well. Nerd Chris is actually on, but I can't tell if she's doing music or not right now. If she's
well, either way, let's rate her room. Let's give it those looks.
Let's do it. Let's go to DJ Nerd.
If you're still in the chat, like I said, we're going into DJ Nerd Chris's raid. Make sure you throw up an emoji, let her know that you're saying what's up. And we'll see you guys next Monday, 8 p.m.
Yeah. Jules, you can turn off the voting machine now.
Please turn it off. Them shits are probably burning hot right now. Humming before we even started today.
They went unified for you.
I got my food. Peace to Philly Kid. You know what I'm saying? Man, another good one in the books.
Gotta get those new machines up, Jules.
Either get ones with bigger fans to keep them cool or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be on the winning side this week though, because like the last 2-3 weeks, I felt like they were just, you know what I mean? Like
that's why
whether I called in, whether I, you wrote a check on the thing. My pen wasn't the one that it wasn't reading.
Guys got a lot of jokes. It cuts right here every time. Right here, it cuts every time. It doesn't hurt any less. Like I said, no matter how much armor you get at paintball, you get hit in the pinky. That's how every single time you guys say that to me.
Your machine had you in the
y'all copy the raid message and post that in there for Nerd Chris. Say what's up to Chris. We're about to raid out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody Jackson. No.